just it is from my part. Ma'am has not told me to request you, but I am requesting you. Yes, I found it very energetic, very dedicating, and your paper was very fantastic. So just give a recollection of yesterday of what we discussed within maybe 5 minutes. Okay, thank you, sir.
Very good morning to everybody. Yesterday it was a wonderful program, started with a lot of homage and respect to Sankaradeva, and the keynote address given by Professor Gita Kumari, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Sri Sankaradeva Sanskrit University, Kalari. Though she belongs to Sanskrit, but she presented a good and comparative study of Pramana Shastra, theory of knowledge from Indian perspective as well as Western perspective. And she ended her keynote address with a note about analytic epistemology. And that was a wonderful keynote address. And later on, we had some cultural program with local folk dances, folk music, and some devotional songs of Sankaradeva. Then the first session started with Professor Lopamutra Chaudhary, who has spoken on artificial intelligence, the ethical aspect of that artificial intelligence. And then the second lecture was given by Arnab Kumar Mukhopadhyay from Presidency University. He was also presented a paper on, in consonance with Professor Chaudhary's view. He started the lecture with artificial intelligence. But as you know that there must be, when you are presenting a paper, there must be your own position. And I think in his paper, Professor Mukhopadhyay's paper lacks that. So that's why Professor Mao and Arup and also Uttam was asking about that. But it was a wonderful presentation started with AI. Then the session started with Professor and Sebastian, who chaired the session. Started with Uttam's paper and Professor Yeah. Then Uttam presented Camus' absurdity as an epistemological position. And Camus' absurdity, yes, of course it is an absurdity. Absurdity is also a kind of epistemic justification, but not in a traditional form of traditional epistemology, where we believe that justified true belief is knowledge. Though it is countered by Gettier, even in later on Gilbert Harman, even it to Norman Malcolm. But that absurdity is some kind of epistemic position. He wanted to prove that. Then I presented a paper on virtue epistemology, where Professor Chaudhary was chairing the session. I presented virtue epistemology from traditional point of view with a contemporary touch, and I made a comparative study. I criticized virtue epistemology with 4 points, and I have my own position there. But I compared intellectual virtues, which is the soul of virtue epistemology, with Indian philosophical civilization, starting from Ved, Upanishads, and how intellectual virtues are there in Upanishad, in Vedas, in Ramayana, in Mahabharata, in Kautilya's Arthashastra, and also in Bhagavad Gita. And I ended with Yaksha Parva of Mahabharata, where intellectual virtues are very much expressed in one sloka. Then last was absurdity on that paper, and we had a beautiful cultural program. Then we had
one more paper by that lady who is income tax.
Oh yes. Who is an income tax officer? Last she was presenting. Yes, most yeah. She presented a paper on Shankaradeva's philosophy, and she gave us a very brief position on Shankaradeva, and which is very much analytical, also very compact. And that short presentation actually was very energetic. And then we had a cultural program, we had dinner, we slept well. In the morning again we started our thinking. Yeah, we met after dinner. We had a just informal talk, social networking with Principal Madam's chamber, and we had some informal talk, and we listened to some lessons. And today again we came here to listen to Professor Sirula, my friend Bala, and again to my friend Ramji, And I think I'm chairing the session of acquisition, madam. Madam is not here, but I will listen to Professor Mao, of course, to my brother like figure, Arup, and of course we'll listen to Abhishek too, because Abhishek is so energetic, and I find a lot of appreciation about from acquisition about Abhishek. And we have scholars, research scholars also. Let us listen to it, and let us. But I just, Mamita ji, one thing. Can you, some of the students can come after the examination to the hall, because at least Bhakta and Shrota. Even if there are one Shrota, Bhakta can speak. But for student, there is Shrotum Ichha and Bhaktum Ichha. That's why Shrota should be there. At least some students should be there, so that we can feel. Thank you so much. Thank you.